Fear grips us all. Fear can take a hold and stop us from living our lives as we were meant to. Fear doesn't necessarily mean nightmares at night, waking up screaming. Fear isn't all about these really strong emotions. Fear can be the little things that stop us from doing or saying or being in a way that we truly are. Fear can really train us and hold us back. So the whole purpose of this practice today is to start to shed some of those chains, start to get out of our prison cells that we ourselves create. In fact, there is nothing to fear because it's all ourselves, our own creation through the mind. So these chains that are just an illusion, these things that we're scared of, whether it's people not liking us, whether it's that we won't earn enough money, that we won't be fed, that we won't be successful in life. Whatever our chain is, by learning just to simply surrender, by learning to trust, we can start to, first of all, take ourselves a little bit less seriously. We can start to see when those patterns arise. We can start to catch every time that our mind says, no, we can't, or I shouldn't say that because someone might think this, or I should carrying on doing what I've always done because that's what I've always done. That's what people would expect of me. So letting go of these old ways so that we can start to transcending that fear into love, so that at one point, all of a sudden, the chains just drop away. The love is so strong in our hearts. The belief that we will be all right is so strong that nothing can hold us back from being who we really are. So in yoga, we don't ignore fear. We don't ignore these negative emotions, if you like. More we become aware of them, the more we can take control of them. The more we don't have to be controlled by them. The more, as we take control, the more that we see, we can be more true to who we are. Starting to live our life in truth, not in this illusion, not under the control of these mind constructs, under control of our soul and our spirit. So starting our practice, just coming down onto your mat and taking your palms into the center of your heart and closing your eyes. Taking a big inhale as you breathe the palms up to your third eye and down again to your heart. Stretching out, coming into your child's pose, coming back into the safety of the ground. So just see how you feel here. Maybe you want to reach the arms out a little more. Draw the shoulder blades back and just allow the weight of your body to sink. Sounding Om 3 times in this little safe space, just to bring yourself into connection with that space of truth. Take an inhale and exhale. And inhale for 3 Oms. Making sure you're comfortable and feeling that resonance throughout your body. Your eyes are closed and your breath is starting to lengthen. You're starting to come into this neutral space, this space of peace, so that we can start to get ourselves back into a place of truth. Starting with where we are, starting with who we are, starting with our ground, starting with our body, scanning it, feeling it perfect, just like when you were a baby. Nothing has changed. You've just grown, you've learned, you've experienced. Still your body, constantly evolving, but essentially the same. Feeling held, just like you were held in the arms of your parents, your mother, your father, your aunties and uncles and grandparents. Feeling the support of your family around you. Don't get involved in the stories. Whether issues have arisen since, let them pass you by. Feel as if you're being held right now. Maybe held like a conker is held in its shell. Safe and protected, can fall from heights and yet is still okay. Watching your breath. Watching and breathing into the center of that shell. Feeling that safe space back in your heart. Watching those thoughts that happen all around you. And you yourself, identify what's worrying you. See those worries. Know what's bothering you. And smile at them. Know that perhaps they're not actually that relevant right now. Adjust yourself a little bit, maybe even give yourself a little hug. Like a good friend is giving you a hug. A mother or father or child. And letting yourself know that it's all going to be okay. Whatever that fear, whatever that worry is, it's really time to let go. And know in your heart that everything will be okay. When you feel resistance, take a big breath and breathe into it. Exhale, release it. I don't need that pain. I don't need that fear. I don't need that anxiety, that worry, whatever it is. Just breathe into it. You may feel it in tension because this is where the emotional baggage that we carry, this is where we feel it. This is where our senses are actually very highly tuned and where we actually can perceive. We may not be so aware of the emotions. So breathing in, taking a few big breaths as you come up back onto your hands and your knees. And with your breath, start moving in cat-cow, inhaling, drawing your head up and your belly down, feeling that belly. Exhaling, rounding in, looking towards your thighs. And just breathing into any discomfort, maybe any tension you're feeling. In this central column, this main area of your life, your spine holds all of that life right up to the brain, nervous system. Gives you that spark, gives you that ignition that helps you cognate anything in life. Breathe into the spaces and then reach your right arm up, sliding it underneath the gap. Inhale, reaching the arm up. Take a big breath as you do this. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale through the gap. This time taking your left hand behind you. Notice if your head isn't comfortable. If it isn't comfortable, then do take a pillow and place it underneath your head. If it's too strong for your left shoulder, then bring your left palm back to your right palm. And breathe now into your heart. So your nervous system and your brain relating to the spiritual aspect of your being. And your heart relating to love, relating to your soul. So breathing into your heart. Breathing into the shoulder, the places that we hold any pain, if we had our heart broken, if we haven't forgiven. feeling open, feeling able to love, letting go of all that which is closing your doors to allowing love to flow in, allowing that true union between you and any other person on this planet. Breathing into the back of the shoulder blade. Now if you need to, feel free to bring your palm back, just like some of the others have. Palm to palm, still breathing into the shoulder. If you're alright with your hand behind your back, then stay there. Whichever feels right. And see what tension you're holding in the back of your heart, the center for receiving love. And sometimes fear can really hold us back from actually receiving love. And love is, very cheesily, love is what makes the world go round. Love is the stuff of souls, it's not the stuff of personalities. You know, if we were all trying to outcompete each other, there'd be no love whatsoever. It's a dog-eat-dog world if we're living in a world of personalities, where only one person can succeed, where only there is one person who can be the best. When really we're all winners, if we love and if we allow love in. And if we're allowing that flow of love in and out, then there's no pain. We simply experience maybe events that are not pleasant, but the pain is experienced for what it is, and then we let it go. We don't let it chain us. We don't let it shape our life for the rest of our time. So whether you've been told you're not good enough at school, whether you've been told that you're not lovable, whether someone dumped you quite harshly, time back. Let it go right now. Take deep breaths. Never stop loving. Never stop forgiving. Never stop being all that you can be. Breathing in, taking your left palm down beside your face now, and starting to work your way out. Taking your right arm back to the sky, opening your heart, and take both palms back underneath the shoulders. Same on the other side now. Left arm sweeps up, slide it through the gap. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale through the gap. Inhale last time, sweeping up, open wide, and sliding through. Finding a place that feels comfortable. Remember, if you're in pain, back out. Pain is your body's signal that something's not good, that something's not right. Our body's much cleverer than we think we are. So if your body's not feeling good, here, try a pillow. And if a pillow's not working, try two underneath your shoulder and your head. Your right hand now is behind your back, or palm to palm with the left palm, which is outstretched in front of you. That outstretched arm is about 90 degrees to the rest of the body. Check your knees, make sure they're underneath the hips and the feet parallel with the edges. And again, breathing into the heart. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just watching that breath. And some of us have monkey minds. Some of us would deny we have a monkey mind, but actually your mind is already thinking about dinner. Maybe it's distracted by an event of the day. Try and let go of it. Try and just breathe. Try and just be all that you can be right now. Let go of all that you're holding on to. Remembering that the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. Wise words of Mahatma Gandhi. And we're all strong, we all can forgive. All those people that have been less than good to us in the past, that we'd like to blame, that we'd like to create a story, causes us more pain if we hold on to it. And the truth is that most of us aren't really blaming the other person. Most of us are blaming ourselves. And that pain, that innate fear of whatever happened that's left this imprint in our being is stopping us right now. Forgive yourself for whatever it was. It's in the past. Learn from it, grow from it. Don't let it happen again, of course. Wiser as we grow, changing your position if you choose, and trusting that wherever you are, you can just let go, and you're held. Like you're jumping off a cliff and you know you'll be okay. And it's scary taking that plunge, making those changes, saying I'm not going to be frightened now, I'm going to say what I need to say, I'm going to live in my own truth. Try and let go a little more, physically as well. Taking a big deep breath, take your right hand now beside your face and reach the left arm up, placing the left hand back underneath the left shoulder, moving your body in any way that feels right for you. So remembering that wherever you're feeling that tension is where we need to move, tucking the toes and lifting up into down dog and doing the same. There's no method to this other than your feet are hip width apart and your hands shoulder width apart, your shoulders down, and just move in any way. And then drop back down onto your knees, making sure that your hips are above your knees, your feet are parallel. Coming down into Anahata Asana. Should feel really good for the shoulders now. And you can either bring your chin or your forehead to the mat. If that's too much for you, then take a pillow. So you're breathing into the back of your head. And now there should be a little smile on your face. Now maybe you're remembering a beautiful relationship. It doesn't matter how it ended. Just that moment of pure love. Just that point of true trust. Where nothing mattered at that moment. Allow your heart to melt as our hearts melt when we're in love. When we're carefree, when there's nothing holding us back. I mean, sometimes it can seem a little bit risky. We feel like flying, we feel like leaving it all, running after this man or woman of our dreams. But in the purest sense, in the higher sense, it's exactly what love does. It enables us to fly, enables us to stay connected to the ground. Adjusting if you need to. Maybe you can find that you can bring your chin towards the ground now. You're trying to bring your chest towards the heart. You're trying to get that feeling of that melting heart. Breathing into your heart. Eyes are closed. Gaze inwards and upwards towards your third eye. Trusting and melting. Letting everything go. Staying with those thoughts and memories. But essentially it's not the memory, it's the feeling of being held, the feeling of knowing that it's all going to be okay. The feeling that it doesn't matter if you give up all that you've known and step into the new. And when we are free from fear, which happens when we're in love, which happens when we're taken over by this feeling of pure love, which isn't always lust, it's just the way that most of us relate to it. We can do anything, we can change the world, we can change our world. So getting out of our old shell and finding one new. Challenging the old patterns by trusting, by loving, breathing. Again, longer breaths. It's a long hold. So maybe you need to take a break, maybe you're okay, maybe you can back off, maybe you can go a little further into the pose. Just like life. Sometimes we find ourselves racked by fear. Sometimes it's just a little one. So we push ourselves to our limit at that time. And as we increase our awareness, as we become more aware of what's trapping us, we become a little more free. And next time, we don't have to act out of fear. So we face those fears, we look at them. And to start with, maybe we're still acting on them, but we're aware of them. And then eventually, one day, we realize they're not there anymore. Realize we're walking a different path, we're living a different way. Go a little more into this pose. Remember that love will not betray you, dismay you, or enslave you. Love will set you free. I'm not talking about the smoochy love, I'm talking about pure love. And even you men should get this somewhere deep, deep down. Breathing into that heart and getting ready to start to come out. Feeling as you walk the hands back in and come back into your tabletop position. Moving your spine, feeling how it feels. Got a kind of back bend there, so just move it out, work it out. Tucking the toes again, come back to your down dog. Have a good stretch, spread the fingers, try not to push too much weight on your wrists, the fronts of the fingers much better, but move how you feel. Come down onto your knees and then onto your belly. Keep your elbows tucked in as you lift your head up 3 times, inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And on the last one, holding, lift the elbows in, exhale, hands down, push back to a child with tucked toes. Inhale, come forwards to a low up dog and back to those toes. Any lower back issues, take real care here. And then back to your down dog, spine starting to feel better. And into your dangle, so challenging position. Make sure the feet are hip width apart, feet facing forwards, and then catch the elbows, let the head hang. So you've got a little bend in your knees, some a little more than others, and you're letting your head dangle forwards like a waterfall. You're letting everything be heavy, as if it's literally washing off you. It's washing down over your head into the ground beneath you. So you can kind of feel this now in the backs of your hamstrings. If it becomes too much at any point, put your hands on the ground. Your knees are bent. You're working here. Your hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Starting to work the kidneys, the kidney meridian line. So we're really getting now into letting go of the fear. We're focused on the positive, focusing on what we're looking to reach. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. With each exhale, blow away any residual fears. And you may know what they are. Frightened or fearful of what people think, how you look, of what you do, what you don't do. Frightened of what people say. Letting them go. Each one is probably getting quite strong now. It's always a challenge before the freedom comes in. If you need to, even bend your knees. Otherwise, just stay and breathe here. Feel your heart, breathe into the legs. Be really determined in your mind. If your mind is thinking about dinner, then you're not really doing the practice. If you're wondering about when this is going to stop, you're not doing the practice. Letting go. Breathing into the soles of the feet. the legs, the hips, and down again, the hips, the legs, the knees, back into the ground. Release the pressure now, place the hands on the ground. Breathe. Breathe down from the hips, down the back, down to the arms. And then bend the knees, come into a squat, take a break. You can stay here for a few more moments, or you can go back when you feel ready. Ready to clear a little bit more. And this is where the fun starts happening. This is where the mind will give you 1,000 excuses of why it's not good to be here, of why you should probably go and put on a cup of tea. You probably should go and clean up that corner of the room. We distract ourselves. We're excellent at distracting ourselves. Take one more breath before separating the feet and coming down to a wide-legged squat. So now we're getting into the hips. So those of you who have tight hamstrings, a little respite. Those of you with tight hips, your turn. So fears are held in our body from such an early age. We may have been truly frightened when we were a kid by a stupid puppet, or maybe by something more serious, maybe a car crash, maybe an attack, maybe someone went missing. So these deeper fears have stronger effect. They affect our emotional patterns. That's why we may respond irrationally sometimes. They also have physical effects. Lower back problems, particular sore spot if we're fearful of not having enough money. Fear can lead to hate and anger. Anger and hate only leads to suffering. So breathing into those hips. Letting go any of those deep residual fears that are causing any of these emotional reactions or even physical reactions in your body. Why have you had that lower back problem, or those leg problems, or those kidney problems for all these years? Letting go of the fear, letting go of that continual adrenaline. Breathe into the hips, lift your chest through, tailbone tucking under. Now you should be feeling it a little bit, so drop the hands down and drop the head. Breathe into the hips and the shoulders before bringing the hands back. You can stay with the hands on the floor if you need them, otherwise return them back to a prayer position with the elbows pushing against the shins. And sometimes in this clearing process it's a challenge, it's hard. It really feels almost destructive in itself, because in a way it is. We're destroying an old part of ourselves. We're destroying something that's not right for us now. And sometimes it takes a little bit of energy to do that. There's two main ways that we can change things. We can work with all of our might. We can really work with electricity, with power. Or we can simply surrender, and we can allow the wind, the universe, just simply to blow it away. So final part now, breathe into those hips, a few last deep breaths. Thankful that this pose is coming to an end for some of us. Smiling because it's not even halfway through the practice yet. Still more clearance to do. 2 long deep breaths. Maybe even exhale through the mouth. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to your forehead. Recognize that intuition. And place your hands behind you and come to sit on your bottom. Bring the soles of the feet together and reach your arms up. Heart connection. And then interlacing the fingers over the feet. Rounding your body, coming into butterfly. So those of you with neck issues, you may want to bring a cushion or a block just underneath your head. Those of you who are a little more flexible, you may want to take the hands underneath the shins and around them, cupping the tops of the feet again. Sleeping tortoise. So depending on which animal you've chosen to be, you're trying to surrender in this pose. Another really strong kidney pose, but this one is far more about surrender. Unlike the squat, where we're working, where we're active, we're standing and working through it. We breathe here. We let new life in, all the way down to the bottom of our lungs. And then exhaling, feeling the apana, the waste products, the movement of stale gases out of the body. Be really conscious of this movement. And this is the basic fundamental of yoga. We just become aware of our breath. And in our awareness of our breath, we start to see everything else. So this is our chance to start to emerge from our cocoon. So just like this pose, this butterfly, and butterflies come from small beginnings, they come from a caterpillar. They look quite ordinary, they look quite weird sometimes, they're quite hairy sometimes. And we all have our personality quirks, whether we're hairy, whether we're unusual, whether we're quirky, whether we're stylish, whatever our quirk is. But is that really who you are? What are you fearful of? Fearful of showing someone who you are without makeup? Without that crazy quirk? Without always being okay? With always being sunny? Or maybe you're one of these people who's always saying how bad things are. Why is that your story? And as you breathe into your wings, you start to prepare your new butterfly wings for takeoff. It's not to say that we all have to be happy or all have to be miserable all of the time. The truth is, these are just emotions, whether we're happy, whether we're sad. But the mask we put on is not real. You know that when you go into a hairdressers and they try to chat to you about, I don't know, a life, inverted commas? Is any of that real? It's like when a friend puts their hand on your knee and says, "How are you?" And they really mean it. They're being genuine, they're being real. So how are you right now? Who are you right now? And the truth is, again, you're perfect. Inside, there is the truth. Inside, there is that lightness. Inside, there's no fear. There's no story to keep up. And God, that feels good. You know, no mask I have to keep on. No pretense. To keep people interested in us, to keep people thinking that we're succeeding, that we're doing well, that we're a super mother, that we're a super father, that we're, achieving X, Y, and Z, that we're earning X amount of money, that, oh my God, have you seen their car? Have you seen his new bike? It's fantastic. Oh, isn't it awful? Did you hear this? Did you hear that? All of it, gossip of life, unreal. None of it is really true. None of it's who these people are. None of it is who these people really mean. Not you. anyone. Preparing to come out as you take a deep inhale. Sweep your arms up, palms together. Exhale through third eye and down to your heart. Palms to the ground. Release the legs to the width of the mat, so that when you drop your knees to the left and look to the right, your feet and knee don't touch. So open them a little further if they're touching. Feel the stretch across the torso as you inhale again, looking the opposite way. Exhale to neutral. Inhale. And then when you're ready, take your right foot and extend it out, bending your left knee in. We're in half dragonfly now. Take your right hand across your waist towards your left hip, and then take your right arm over. You're going to need to support your head here, and so some of you will be bending your right elbow towards your right knee with your hand on your head. Others of you will have the elbow on the floor. Others of you will have both hands on the feet. Some others of you will have that right hand wrapping back around your left hip and your left hand over to the right foot. Easy for me to say. If that's too much, you can take the hand behind your back and just stay here with your head resting on your hand. Really important that head rest, because otherwise it becomes a little bit straining on the neck. So here we're working now predominantly on the lungs and on the heart lines, and on the legs we're working on the large intestines. So these are big organs of letting go. So in these following few postures, this is your opportunity to really let go. So we may have addressed some of your fears, but in this pose, you're dumping them. Some people say coming to yoga is much like going to the garbage heap, going to the recycling centre, if you're a bit more ecological. So dump your load. Let go. If it's too much, come out and then come back in. Don't push yourself. Getting rid of waste, it requires energy. It's stressful sometimes for the body. Sometimes you'll be clenching your jaw and you don't even know about it. Maybe you're frowning and you don't even know about that. All these unconscious reactions in the body is a consequence of our conditioning. And much of our conditioning comes from fear. Who will I be if I'm not this? If I'm not that mask? If I'm not conforming to what everyone else is doing? But all my friends do that. I mean, we look at things like alcoholism, use of drugs. Why do people keep doing it? Because their friends do it. Because they've got the pressure of other people thinking it's normal. So I must conform, must be doing this. What will they think of me? How much more free would you be if you didn't have that fear, if you didn't care what they thought of you? Friends come and go. We have friends for a period of our life. Some friends we have for life. There's a difference between the two. Let go of the fear of losing friends. They come and they go. Preparing yourself to come onto the other side, reaching your left hand up, bring the palms together as the right hand comes up and to heart center. Changing over so your left leg extends and the right leg bends in. So coming into your variation, hopefully remembering them from the other side, you're trying to keep your chest open. That's really important. So whether you're resting your head on your hand and just letting your right arm drop over you, or maybe you've got your hand reaching towards your foot, taking your inner arm to your hip, to your right hip. Or if that's all too much, then your hand is just behind your back and you're resting your head on your hands on that pillow. So it really is your choice, but the main focus is that we're opening the side of the body and the insides of the legs. Some of us are really tight here, so if you're one of those and it becomes painful, then come out. Why do we stay in painful situations? I'm not just talking yoga poses, I'm talking positions in our lives. And why do we stay in a job for years and years and years? We're frightened we're not going to get another one, frightened that we couldn't create enough income to support ourselves, our families, our standard of life. But imagine what we could do if we let go of that. I'm going to trust. I'm going to live my life that feels right for me. I'm going to put my hand up. I'm going to say I think this is wrong. I'm going to have the courage to challenge the norm, to challenge those people that are turning a blind eye to those things that are blatantly wrong in society, whether it's war crimes, whether it's data secrecy, whether it's simply internal politics in our workplace, in our friendship group, in our family, whether it's just simply us saying, I don't need this job anymore, I'm going to work for myself, I'm going to work for a charity, I'm going to work for the good of this planet, and I know that I will be supported to do that. In the words of Nelson Mandela, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So for some, it really is a battle. We really have to be courageous to stand up against the norm, to stand up against what maybe is wrong. If we were all afraid, then society would never change. The powerful would rule us. The evil, greedy would rule us. And the masses would be too afraid to say anything. It takes a brave man to conquer all of that fear and speak out. Take action. Letting go one more and getting prepared to come out. Inhaling up your right arm, taking the left arm up two palms together, drawing in light and love. Releasing both legs out, as wide as your legs can go. Some of you will need a pillow underneath your bottom for this one, with a little bend in your knee. Some of you will also need two pillows underneath your knees. So you've got one underneath your bottom and two underneath your knees. Reaching up and forwards. Some of you will just have your head dropping here. That's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person because you can't get your nipples onto the ground. Some of you will be resting on your forearms, and some of you will have your head either on a pillow of hands or on the ground itself. You're aiming in a completely perfect world, I guess, to have your knees upwards, but in reality, we're all perfect just the way we are. So most of us, the knees don't. So just even let your feet drop forwards. And as you reach forwards with your palms on the ground, feel the connection with the earth. Feel that trust. Almost feel the roots of your legs growing down into the earth. This is a strong one for many of us. taking this opportunity now to take up the very roots of your fears. Some of them we'll have had for a lifetime. Some of them are really ingrained. But with the exhale, let them go. Feel yourself freer physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. However you conceive these things that I'm talking about, let them go. We're letting go with each exhale the chains that we're bound by. Becoming freer with each breath. With each inhale, energizing, drawing in the new to the places that we're free from. Count the breaths, see if you can lengthen a little longer, see if you can get right down to the root and exhale through the mouth. With that, walking yourself back. Take a moment. Just let your head hang. Support yourself with your hands. Be okay with how far you went today. It's not a competition. If it was a competition, it would be an Olympic sport. Yin Yoga will never become that. You can rest assured. If you're turned widthways on your mat, turn back to the lengthways and hug yourself in. Give yourself a big hug. You know, it's been a tough couple of poses, this middle section of the practice. Feel safe here. Love yourself. Come down onto your back and squeeze the knees in. Knees to chest pose, just briefly. You can even draw a little circle with your knees, massage your kidney area. Your shoulders are drawn back and your chin should be lightly tucked in, so your head may lift a little to check that. See how it feels. You may even want to separate the knees. This is a wind alleviator, so if anything comes out, let it come out. What happens in the yoga room stays in the yoga room, unfortunately. Keep breathing. You may find you can brush your fingers now. Squeeze in a little tighter, or maybe you can do that with the knees open. Try and get into the hips. If your knees are open, let's show the universe who you are. Let's pray to God that you've got the right trousers on. Maybe you're on your own. Maybe you're already naked. That's a joke. Keep watching your breath. Bring your palms together up. Third eye. Squeeze in the knees and rock yourself up to sitting. Coming into a forward fold, so place something under your knees if you choose. Maybe under your knees and underneath your bottom if you have tight hamstrings. So the last hamstrings. Thank God. As you bow forwards over those thighs, see if you can inhale, lengthen your chest a little further and bring your belly towards your thighs a little more. You can take maybe 3 to 5 breaths, actively working before surrendering yourself. Just walk the hands forward. Some of you, the head may rest on the knees. Some of you, the neck may not feel so comfortable, so take a pillow and put it underneath your head. It doesn't matter if you're using a million pillows here, just make sure that you're comfortable. Keep breathing. back line of the body, the whole back line, from ankles all the way up to the bottom and over to the top of the head. See if you can come a little deeper into the pose. And then when you find the perfect place, let go. Let going. Let all of those illusions, fear, disappear as you come into the regular sound, the regular feeling and sensation of the breath. Feeling safety in this pose, forward folds, invoking safety, security. Breathing in, out, every fear, letting it go, every worry, letting it go. And instead of the fears, seeing what you would do, how you would be if you weren't afraid of those things. How would your life be? Who would you be? Where would you be? Who would you be with? What would you say? How would you say it? Who would you love? Who would love you? And it's scary walking that rope, walking that tightrope into something new. Showing yourself for real, that's scary. That's the absence of fear. It doesn't matter what people think of me. I trust in the consequences. If this action is true, then everything will be fine. Taking a big inhale, we're getting those toes. And we're drawing the spine up and coming back onto your hands to bring your feet out again to do those twists. Feet wide as the mat. Inhale in one way, looking over the other. Big twist of the torso. Nice stretch of the hips. And then coming back into a twist. So your feet are about a foot away from your bottom. Your right hand behind you and your left elbow is just hooked on the outside of the right knee. So you're really squeezing your spine now for this final kind of little squeeze, like we're really twisting almost something very strong, something very ingrained. We're having the power to really squeeze out like a wet sponge, like a cloth, squeezing out all the dirty water so that we can use it again. And we've got to be aware of that as well. Just as we clean our clothes, they get dirty again and we have to wash them again. So as we clean our mind, we clean our emotions, we clean our physical body of tension, of emotional baggage, of mental habits. We have to keep checking on ourselves because we just pick them up again. And if we have tendencies, we'll pick them up much more readily than something that we have never done before. So, wringing out last dregs, almost like you're putting clothes through a mangle. You're taking the final fear, stopping emotions, thoughts, and physical consequences out of your body. Lengthen up through the spine. Push through that back palm. Turn your head a little further. And then release. Looking forwards, both hands back behind you, fingers facing away. Take a big inhale, then hug yourself in. Feel that breath in the back of the shoulders. Taking now your left hand out behind you with your right hand hooking on the outside of your left. Your spine long again, lift up, twist around. If it becomes too much for the head at any point, you look to the side or even to the front. Lengthening up and twisting around. Lengthening up, twisting around. Feeling that nature of the body. Feeling the power of your breath, just like the power of all natural systems. The oceans, or the clouds and the weather systems. Feeling the spirals of life, spiral of your spine, spiral of every DNA molecule in your cell. Breathing up and down your spine with your inhale, lengthen up that spiral and exhale down that spiral. Natural health, well-being, happiness and health all linked together. Restoring your body back to its natural beauty, its natural place. Being all that you can be in this moment. Feel that twist up the spine, squeezing out so that you can be nature, your true nature. Lengthening, maybe a little extra twist, looking over that shoulder. Give it a final little squeeze. Taking out. And then release back. Hug yourself in. Breathe across the spine. Breathe up and down the spine. And see how you feel now. Be a bit more honest with yourself now. Can you feel that natural beauty starting to unravel? Can you feel that who you really are starting to become a little more exposed? No? Maybe a little bit. Maybe if your mates weren't looking. Taking a pillow or cushion behind you, coming into reclined butterfly. So we want to position the pillow so that's in between your shoulder blades, not underneath your head, and not on the neck either, so the head drops off it just a little bit. Soles of your feet come together about a foot away from your groin, and the palms are out to the sides, the shoulders are drawn down. You should feel a nice heart stretch as well as a hip stretch here. Feeling a little bit exposed. Trying to really surrender to all of that. Having faith. Surrender to what is. Let go of what was. And have faith in what will be. Sonia, relax. Taking your breath and kind of starting to let go of it, surrendering the breath, giving it up, watching the natural flow of breath, feeling that natural freedom, not worrying, not being held back, not being chained down. So whatever worry you came to this practice with, that chain has gone. And feel yourself drawn up into the sky. Freedom, opportunities, new life, all possible now. Surrender isn't about giving up, it's about letting go. Just because we're lying here, just because we're not active, doesn't mean that we're giving up on everything. We're just letting go of the illusion of what's important right now. Letting go of the illusion of how to hold ourselves, how to act, how to be. Letting go of all of the suffering in our body from these years of worrying, these years of being frightened that something might or might not happen. Letting go of those. So, feeling the ground now. Coming back to the earth, wherever you went to. Feeling the weight of your arms and your legs and your torso. Your eyes are still closed. Maybe you're just gently observing the internal environment of your body. Maybe you are a bit calmer. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're anxious to go somewhere. And if you're anxious, don't worry about it, but observe it. Letting go completely now, removing away the bolster and releasing the leg. Coming into Shavasana or corpse pose. It's the most difficult pose of yoga. So draw the shoulders down, the back, and turn the palms out. The palms and the arms should be away from the body, so they're not touching anything. If your arms are touching anything, move away from the object or move the object away from you. Same with the legs apart, feet dropping out to the sides. Feet and legs should feel even. Tuck the chin in, lengthen spine. And breathe up and down your spine and your mind. Imagine light travelling up and down that spine. And the reason this pose is so hard is because we've really got to let go. We've really got to trust. Feeling the weight now of the body. Feeling the body tapping into the ground. And as those roots of your body tap into the earth, they take all that is needed and give back what the earth needs. Giving and receiving so that we can be sustainably held, so that we have abundance in our lives. Feeling that you have that abundance as you let go of your legs, feet, knees, hips. Let go of the lower area of your body, from your waist and lower abdomen, letting them become heavy. You let that abundance, that feeling of having enough, so that your body can surrender up through the middle of the torso. So you relax your belly, knowing you have enough food to feed. Relaxing the liver, stomach, diaphragm and lungs. Relaxing the upper torso as you breathe in the new life. And as your lower torso becomes heavier and heavier, your upper torso becomes lighter and lighter. Feeling your heart beating, radiating, your arms expanding as if you were giving a hug to the whole world. Your fingertips the light, your throat is soft. Your tongue is loose in the mouth. Everything has been provided for you. Everything is there. You have enough. Relaxing the eyes, relaxing the brain, relaxing the crown of the head, relaxing the whole body to the earth, relaxing the whole body. And just coming back to your body now, as you watch your breath. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. See what's changed as you stretch your arms and your legs. Move them out in any way. Feel the difference and shake them out. Shake out any final bits that need to be shaken out. Roll onto one side, whichever side feels good for you. Give yourself a little hug, thanking yourself. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself up. Cross-legged position or any comfortable seated position. Bring your palms together, recognizing that light and that love. Namaste.